Hi, I'm Don, and this is The Hobbyist Geek. Today, we are starting issue 8 of the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 build, and we have some massive parts, kind of heavy, definitely steel, and it looks like we are going to be extending the chassis to an expansive size. So let's crack this thing open and see what we have. Alright, here are the parts we get with this issue. We've got the rear chassis itself. We've got the left and right rear fender liners. We've got the shock absorber bracket and the shock absorbers themselves. And for this build, in addition to the screws, you're going to need the the car that we've got built so far. So let's go ahead and get everything out and we'll start building. Alright, the first thing we're going to want to do is attach the shock absorbers to the bracket here. And if you'll take a look, you've got 2 screw holes that are on the interior here. That's where the shock absorbers are going to go. And these screw holes should be facing down, with this lip facing up. And the shock absorbers are going to go just like this. Now, what's interesting is the end here where the screw hole is, it's a little angled. I have no idea which angle to use, so I'm going to place it like that. Also, the shock absorbers themselves are supposed to be in an angle similar to this, but there's nothing to hold it in place or say exactly how far it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the screw just a little bit loose, just enough so that it can be manipulated. So we attach these right here with AP screws, 1 on each side. Alright, now as you can see, these are loose enough to be manipulated, but tight enough to maintain their position regardless of where they're at. So that should make life a little bit easier. And now we want to attach this to the rear chassis. You're going to want to flip the rear chassis over so that the lip here on the back is coming up. And this should go just like that. Yep, right there on those holes. And what you'll want to do is screw in right here and here with JP screws. And there you go, shock absorbers attached. Now you're going to want to be careful because this is going to be the underside of the vehicle, and you can see this metal just takes fingerprints like there's no tomorrow. But you're going to have to do a lot of work on this side of the chassis, and these shock absorbers are brittle plastic, so you don't want to press too hard or leave it sit too much like that. You don't want to snap off the ends here or anything to that effect. So now we want to attach the fender liners, and if you take a look, they've got these little tabs coming out the sides, and real close you've got an R and an L. That'll help you differentiate left and right. And we're going to start with the left here. And it's going to go just like this, with these tabs lining up with those posts just perfectly to keep it in place and make sure that it's aligned properly. And you permanently attach it with 3 DM screws. And then you will do the same to the other side, to the right over here. Always keep in mind that you've got these shock absorbers on the bottom, so don't press down. Alright, and there you go with the liners attached. Shock absorbers are still intact. And now comes the fun part. Alright, for this next stage, we're going to have to screw in the rear chassis to the rest of the car, and I've brought out the box that the parts came in, and I am suspending the vehicle on top of it, right side up for the moment, so that we don't interfere with those plastic shock absorbers when we're pushing down on this. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the rear chassis assembled so far, and you can see it's got the little screw holes here. We got posts right along the edge, so it's going to go just like this, and we're going to put LM screws, 6 of them, right along the line. All right, got all 6 screws in there. This thing is nice and firmly attached. And now it's time to flip the beast over. All right, with this frame flipped over in this way, we're up for the last stage. First, you want to take the shock absorbers and point them basically straight up. And then you're going to take this piece from the previous issues. You're going to slide it in just like this. Now, you can put the shock absorbers down. Unfortunately, it's not going to screw in from this side, so we're going to have to flip it over to put in the screws. All right, this is going to be an exercise in frustration. While I've got one hand holding the frame underneath the model here, I've got to put in 10 cm screws all around the frame here. So let's see how we can get this done. All right, there we go. We've got all 10 screws in. Definitely frustrating to try and hold this thing up and get it all organized at first, but once you get the first couple of screws in, everything goes in relatively smoothly after that. The shock absorbers are still sticking out and they are plastic, so if you are leaving it in this stage, I highly recommend you continue using the box to support the vehicle. And there you have it, everyone. Stage 23 is complete, and just look at the size of this thing. This is just a massive model. As you can see, I still have mine propped up on the box here because I do not want to break these shock absorbers right here at the bottom. One thing I did forget to mention is this particular issue came with another free gift, this shirt, which I absolutely love. It fits wonderfully. It's a great shirt. So I am grateful to have this. This was a lot of fun. I can't wait to build out some more and hopefully get some supports in here so that we don't have an issue with these shock absorbers. If you liked the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.